What's up, guys? It's Marco, back on the Sage Your Soccer channel, and I want to talk about the Premier League games today. So, starting out, we had Leicester beating West Brom 3-0, and it was a great game for Leicester. They came out with a really slow start, but part of me feels like that was by design. If you look at West Brom, they were set up pretty defensively on paper, 5 at the back, 2 defensive midfielders, and when West Brom got going pretty well, they started to go out of that defensive formation, and soon after that, Leicester were able to really get on the front foot, and from that point on, a goal was inevitable for them. Maybe I'm giving Brendan Rodgers too much credit, but that's just an observation I saw. Like I said, once they got on the front foot, it was basically over. They deserved their lead. Vardy, Castagne had a really good debut. Tielemans played great. Harvey Barnes looked really good, and Dennis Pratt, all of them had great games. I thought Mendy and James Justin really got into the game as I went along. Their defense just wasn't troubled at all, but I just want to point out that Ndidi looked pretty good out of position. He should get back to the midfield, but he didn't do bad there. Also, it's good to see James Maddison back. The only negative I can think is they were a little bit rusty playing it out the back, and that poor start, but Leicester looked really good. For West Brom, as I said, they had a decent start. Maybe Leicester let them have it, but they did still get off pretty well. Furlong was looking good going forward, I thought, and Diagana showed a little bit, but that's just about it for West Brom. They didn't look strong defensively. With the 5 at the back, I thought they should try to defend better as a team, but it just didn't happen. And their main creative player, Pereira, he couldn't get involved, and it just wasn't great for West Brom. If I had to pick a man of the match, I think I'd go with Harvey Barnes. He was looking really good. He got the assist for the penalty win, I guess, and he was looking really good all game, so I have to give it to him. The last game of the day, Everton beat Tottenham 1-0. I'll start with Everton as they won, and it's really the only team to show up. Their new midfield was looking really dominant. Allen and Decore were doing very well in this game. I don't think they actually had most of the possession, but they were dominant throughout. Now, James Rodriguez, he had some good moments, but he was a little bit rusty, which is to be expected. It's his first time starting in like 5 years, but he definitely had some good moments and good talent to see. In the attack, where Charleston didn't have the greatest game, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed some chances, but he did get his goal in the end. Their defense was, I think, the standout. It was pretty solid. Lucas Digne, I think he looks really good, and Seamus Coleman made some great plays. And Carlo Ancelotti has this Everton team look like a real threat for Europe. Now, Tottenham, they were pretty poor today. They never really looked like scoring, and they couldn't find the final ball, and this midfield has no creativity. I think Lo Celso needs to start right now, whether that's over Dele Alli or maybe a Harry Winks should get out of there, but it's not looking good for Tottenham right now, and their defense really could have let in a goal earlier. It should be said, I think Matt Doherty had a good debut. Slum was looking pretty good in the first half, but overall, this Tottenham team does not look like top four material right now. If I had to pick a man of the match, Pickford had some good saves. Digne had that assist. Calvert-Lewin had the goal, but I think Seamus Coleman was probably the best player for Everton today, so I'm going to give man of the match to him. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.